Look, at the end of the day, everybody's young.
Alex, I'm about talking.
Well, that was welcome to the Friday show.
No. Chidiberry is always disrespectful.
Wow,
always disrespectful.
Well, I mean, that's popular.
You called him that on Wednesday.
I get where that's coming from, but at the end of the day, he's still.
But please, it was raining on Sunday, last week Sunday.
Okay,
and the CEO called me alongside Emmanuel. We're just
every time I see you, they call you.
the levels I'm operating in now, Safina, and we're like, oh, Alex is coming to join us this week. I saw a civil war coming. I knew that this young man, very talented by the way, he was going to bring disunity in this team. And Alex have been brought into this team to sow disunity in this team. And from trying to steal Sarafina from Anthony.
Trying to steal.
I'm still talking.
Okay. No, but again, he didn't try to steal. And set the record straight. No. He's already stealing.
Look, for me, I don't want to step on any toes. I don't want to reduce myself by trying to go into any form of argument today. It's just a very wonderful day for me, and look, I've just been having some great fun. And I'm grateful for Samo Akpan,
Sam, let's say hi to Sam now. Sam.
I saw Samo's future today.
Sam,
I've been seeing people's future recently.
Good evening to
you. Are you cold?
Yeah, I am sort of cold. I've been under the.
What can I do to help?
One cup of coffee will do.
Okay, after the show, I'll get you coffee.
Hey,
gracias.
I see now. You solve the problems of people. It's fine. You're a problem solver.
No, don't complain.
I see you're a problem.
Tony, don't complain.
It's my nature. We are team members.
Tony,
where's your voice, by the way? Use that voice. Maybe she will readjust.
Anthony Dimwaka.
Yeah.
I want to tell you something about Alex.
Chidi.
And you don't know there's a cold war has started.
I have never sought your opinion
I'm for you actually
on anything that concerns me.
I said I'm for you.
Chidi, the gods are blind. The gods are deaf. The gods cannot speak. They lack the intuition for a situation.
Flummoxed.
The gods are flummoxed. The gods
Chidi,
are flummoxed. And it's really going to take a whole lot of work for them to actually come on board and make themselves useful.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, let's talk about.
You guys should understand that I'm not the enemy. The enemy here is Alex.
Well, Chidiberry, you were rejected on that side.
Wow.
But I have open doors here.
Wow.
I didn't see that one coming.
Give him his flowers.
I didn't see that one coming.
Give him his flowers.
But I wouldn't say. Chidiberry is new to rejection. I mean, he gets rejected on a regular.
It's okay.
It's become part of him. It's like second nature. But coming down to the fact that no, I'm still talking. I don't need to wait.
Do you know people are in traffic right now?
Yeah.
People are stuck on Tottenham Bridge.
Yeah.
Do you know when they turn on their radio? Do you know whose voice they want to hear?
Who?
It's the voice of the hardest working man in sportainment. The Azim of sport, the spirit amongst men. Over 1 million people listen to the Friday show. 990,000 of those people are listening to listen to the Azim of sport.
One thing they tell us as kids growing up is the gods don't lie. Well, there's someone here who represents the god but lies a lot.
I'm not going to go into a war of words with Alex. I already know. I know the end of a thing before it's beginning.
It starts.
So Alex, have fun.
It's fine. It's fine.
Have fun.
Definitely is gonna have fun.
After roasting you.
So let's talk about.
I say definitely is gonna have fun.
Is it not? We all have fun here now.
No worry. Go on.
Your choice of words recently, Safina, has come heavy.
Safina, we have a show.
Yeah, that's true, darling. Yeah, let's move on. Now, let's talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
Really?
Yeah, let's talk about them because
they're not as important as talking about what you've been giving Alex to eat.
Can you allow me at this?
Over those,
I'm not even going to talk about it because I mean it was out of this world. If that's what you want to hear, Chidiberry.
Out of this world. You just had just a meal.
No, it was out of this world.
I sleep and wake up with that every day.
If you see,
Alex,
the problem is,
are you saying you had a taste?
Alex,
the problem where woman go.
No. Alex,
a taste of what? I want to know what Chidiberry is trying to say.
A taste of heaven.
Yeah.
And you're not dead yet.
I'm not.
I beg, it's okay. Let's talk Super Eagles, please. Now, the newly appointed Super Eagles head coach has lost his first 2 games in charge of the team, following their 1-0 defeat to Ecuador. The match was played in the early hours of Friday, and it was the concluding fixture of the Super Eagles tour in the United States, where they had lost 2-1 to Mexico last week. Now, speaking after the match, head coach says that his players produced a much improved performance against Ecuador than they did against Mexico, but they did not play the way we know in the first 15 minutes of the game. Let's hear from the manager.
Against Mexico, the first half, he didn't play good. But today, I think the last 25 minutes, the first half, or the last 30 minutes, I think you command the match also. Only in the first 15 minutes, you didn't do a good answer. You didn't play like you can, because you have players for control the match, for move the ball, command the game, but you could not in the first 15 minutes. But I think after these 15 minutes, you play very good, in my opinion. The second half, much better. But it's not easy. Pressure 90 minutes like you did in the second half. It's not easy. I think today I play much better than against Mexico. In the next match, you play much better than this match.
Peseiro also went on to say that they should have been awarded a penalty in that game.
Okay, of course I don't want to speak about referee. At least one penalty, at least. So no VAR, but in the stadium they show clear penalty. Goalkeeper touch in the foot our striker. The other, I don't know. My central told me what penalty also. If the referee give the penalty for us, okay. If the striker or the midfield score the penalty, at least 1-1 for this match. But okay, everybody can commit mistakes. I commit mistakes. The players and the referee can commit mistakes also.
So the question is, should the results of these friendlies be taken seriously, knowing that we are going into the AFCON qualifiers? Remember, the Super Eagles will be playing next week. Now they've lost their 2 international friendlies that were supposed to be rehearsals for them before the AFCON qualifiers. And that's not all. They've not, for 4 matches now, they've not won any. Remember, they went away to Ghana during the World Cup qualifiers. They played out a draw. Came to Abuja, played out a draw. They lost their last game against Tunisia at the AFCON in Cameroon. So let's talk about the Super Eagles. Should the results be taken seriously? 0700 993 993 993 for the ladies. 014657190. But before I go to the phone lines, Chidi, let's talk. I saw your tweets last night. You were ranting about a lot of things as it concerns that game. Did you take any positives from that defeat last night? Early this morning?
Well, I've got to be straight up with what I saw yesterday. I think there are still some carryover mistakes. Maybe I'm too early to judge, though. The issues I had, I was up all night watching the game.
Yeah, I saw your tweet.
You know, Moses Simon is still taking Nigeria's set piece. And I'm going to keep saying this thing until someone hears me and Moses Simon stops taking Nigeria's set piece. Moses Simon is not a great set piece taker.
We don't have a set piece taker in the team.
We have a better... No, we actually do. Moses Simon takes almost all the... Or at least so far, he's been the one taking all the dead balls, free kicks, corner kicks, and everything. At some point, Dennis Emmanuel took.
You know why I said we don't. Why I said we don't have. I'm talking about having someone who knows how to whip a specialist.
Well, we don't. But you know, like I said this morning on Sports Drive, back in the day when we have a free kick in like in front of the 18, would have it when Emmanuel Emenike was in the team. John Mikel Obi would lay it and. He will shoot it. It's basic. It's route 1, but it's more effective than someone trying to do a Ronaldo or do a Messi from. Remember in the AFCON qualifier. At the AFCON and the World Cup qualifier, we had those late dead balls.
Chidi,
Simon
I need you to hold your thoughts.
No,
Let's go in for a break.
I'm angry.
I know you're angry, but
can you pause the break because I need to land.
No, you cannot land.
I need to land. No, you can't hold me like this.
You are listening to more. As a young landlord, your child gets educational and stationery giveaways such as school bags, study furniture set, lunchbox sets, educational tablets, or a shopping voucher during this sales offer. The Young Landlord Sales Offer is available for all our estates nationwide. For inquiries, call
080-933-99774 or 070-395-25952.
Offer valid till 6th of June 2022. Terms and conditions apply. Adron Homes, making the incredible affordable.
Get up in the morning, ready to conquer the day, cause my money they grow every day with Peseiro. So I step up with no stress, living the soft life, oh yes, Peseiro got my back, so when I hear the, I know I'm making money every day, building my future every day, see as them they pay me, and not from the daily. Peseiro got my back. I'm making money every day. Your money where it go up. Freedom for your journey to the top. Every day you go jolly when Peseiro ballad for interest drop. I know I'm making money every day. Building my future every day.
Download the Fair Money app today and make money every day at 10% interest per annum with Peseiro from Fair Money Microfinance Bank.
Making money every day.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
Your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Hello, my name is Samuel Chukwueze, Super Eagles and Villarreal of Spain 4. Keep listening to Femi and The Gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Thank you.
Every little thing you did do to me, you did sweet to me for body. She your love me feel for love. Wow. Yeah, boy, like make I go crazy. I'ma get see you sure for me. Say make I withdraw money. Oh, Roma, no go down. Make I carry your luggage. I define you for days. For days I no trust fit to contain. Your body now baggage. So you know see I'm falling for love. Overdose me, love they overdose me. Now you, I want me love you waiting come full low. Overloading, I'll be overloading. Your bank account, money plenty, tell me the amount.
No one told me love would taste like this. Got my money in my pocket like this. Bitcoin in my wallet like this. Wisdom in my knowledge like this. Follow God, I know they follow man. For you, I might have to consider. Trips to LA, taking photograph. Sign by me, then it's an autograph.
If to die another day for you, baby. Quit my casting over ways for you, baby. The only time that you say that you hate me is when I take the last slice of pastry. Now I'm on the run. Loving you till kingdom come, but you drive me crazy. Send someone, still my billboard baby. Man, I'm in your taxi, baby. I'm all you did, I mean like by me. I just wanna be there when you need me. Baby, now your matter, I did sing all day, yeah. Overdose, body overdose. I'ma say you got it, overload. Now you know you bad like commando, yeah. Roma, no go down. Make I carry your luggage. I define you for days. For days I no trust fit to contain. Your body now baggage. So you know see I'm falling for love. Overdose me, lovely overdose.
All right, guys, welcome back. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Overdose me, Chidi. Overdose me with something now.
Well, that's how you have Alex.
Overdose me with money.
You know,
Money. Give me money.
I'll send you 50 billion after the show
I beg, it's okay.
in USD.
Now you are saying you send me 50 billion.
Rest.
Yeah, you don't
Rest.
forget say Barcelona.
Rest.
Barcelona don't have money now. They are renting Camp Nou out. If you want to get married,
so
just go to Camp Nou right now.
That made the news.
Yeah, go to Camp
I
Nou
think
right
it's
now.
a once in a lifetime opportunity for either. You have to make a decision. Is that you wear two men on the same day, Anthony and Alex.
Alex is a Barca fan.
Anthony, by the way, you guys, would you guys accept that Safina wed both of you on the same day?
You're having the wrong conversation.
I'm telling
Alex has no place in this conversation.
Okay.
It's important that
Safina,
you.
do you agree?
No. I mean, let Alex be. He's got 1 year. You know, very big year. He needs to really.
He's actually got more than 1 year.
Well,
from the inside information I have.
Not only they get information from this.
It's not like force that you live in darkness.
Alex needs some time to focus on his craft. You know, improve and stop distracting him.
So Chidi, before I go to the phone lines, we're talking about the game.
Yeah, the Super Eagles, and I was like so passionate. I don't know. Peseiro is like potato.
Okay.
That's my analysis.
That's analysis. Oh my God, I'm tired of this.
But yeah, I just think that I think, look, 2 games is hard. He came into a very difficult situation, right? He was not the person who gave out the lineup, what's it called? The squad, yeah.
Code of the team.
But I don't think he would have picked any differently from, maybe he would have picked a few players instead of the ones he picked. But I don't know. It's hard to put a finger on the philosophy on how he wants the team to play. I think one thing I like him for is a vocal person. He wants to win, but it's one thing to want to win. Is another thing to have the right the right philosophy to win. General didn't have a good winning record before he joined the Eagles. Came to the Eagles, built his reputation with the Super Eagles. Now he's a pretty decent manager on the African continent. So Peseiro, also doesn't have a very good record with countryside he's managed or clubs he's managed, but he can build his reputation with the Super Eagles. And it's just unfortunate that he came at a moment where we played those 2 big games. Really big games. One was big, one wasn't so big because Ecuador were higher than Ecuador on the FIFA ranking. But Mexico, I don't know. If I'm to judge where we played better, I actually think that in terms of our attack, we did better in the Mexico game. But in terms of being a bit calmer, we did better in Ecuador. But it's just that we missed some very key chances. There were some really important. Dennis could have scored. We had some really big situations where we could have gotten a goal. But look, I don't want to judge him. I want to assume that these 2 games did not happen for Peseiro.
Okay.
And I want to move on and see. I'm going to start judging him from this first game at the Nations Cup qualifiers, and which starts in 6 days time.
Now that you've mentioned that, Alex, the game Chidi just mentioned is next week Thursday, and now the 2 friendlies were supposed to be like a dress rehearsal for the boys going into that one. Now they lost those 2 games. Should we take the results seriously, or should we just look at it as it's just a friendly?
Well, we'll have to take the results seriously. I mean, fine, it's a friendly game, but you have to take those things seriously. I like what Chidiberi said. Peseiro. There's that idea. You see that the manager wants the best for the team. You see that this man is vocal enough to want to implement his style of play and and allow these guys play a different style of football under the former manager. But the problem is, you have to take the game seriously, because you look at the first game against Mexico. It wasn't. I mean, a lot of people were angry with the performances of the players, and then you look at the game against Ecuador. I mean, Ecuador scored in the 3rd minute of that game. You expected Nigeria to claw their way back, get one, and maybe just try and do something better. They played better in the second 45, but if you ask me, Sarafina, has been disappointing. Losing back-to-back friendly games and knowing that, I mean, the African competition qualifiers, we've seen that over the years. It can take you by surprise, and then you see some of these small sides, step up and try to shock you in football games. So I just hope, like Chidiberi said, let's just pretend like these 2 games didn't happen, and let's hope that the game against Sierra Leone will be better, and then maybe Nigeria can pull off something of a result. But the last 2 games, I'll take it seriously. I don't like what I've seen from the 2 games we've seen.
Let me come to you, Overdose. Bayern Munich chief Oliver Kahn has slammed Robert Lewandowski after the player publicly announced his desire to leave the club. He labeled the player an ungrateful player. Now he said, "I can't tell you why Robert chose this way to communicate his situation. Public statements like that don't get you anywhere. Robert should know that he has what he has at Bayern. Appreciation is not a one-way street. Robert should remember what he has at Bayern. He has become one of the best footballers in the world playing for Bayern." So now, Overdose, is there really anything wrong with a player coming out to say, I want to leave? Publicly.
It's become a norm in society where you can't do things to please people. I mean, no matter how you go about it, people will still talk. And it just brings to mind, it's kind of similar to my situation,
Okay.
When I wanted to go. Not everybody was happy with it, and statements were made. People talked. Those at the higher echelon, those normal echelon colleagues. But again, you just feel that it's the right time for you to go. I mean, you look at Robert Lewandowski. He's actually giving so much. I mean, so much to Bayern Munich. You talk about him being a great player playing for Bayern. But you forget to talk about the fact that he's won you Bundesliga titles. You forget to talk about the fact that he's taking you to Champions League glory. You also forget to talk about the fact that he's also contributed his own fair share. I mean, footballers are professionals. So when you're wearing that Bayern shirt, I mean, I cannot remember a time, and I mean, I stand to be corrected if any, that Robert Lewandowski has hit the news for the wrong reasons being a Bayern player. But all of a sudden, the man wants to go, and then some people really find fault in it and, start reminding him of when he was a good player. It's just like you doing well, and then some people say, oh, if it wasn't for me, nobody would have known you. You wouldn't have grown. But forget the fact that if I wasn't good enough, you wouldn't have allowed me stay. So I mean, for Oliver Kahn,
so
he's
Bayern,
just a bad loser.
Bayern are the ones that are being ungrateful.
They
now.
are being ungrateful to Robert Lewandowski. This is
not
a man
the
who's
other way
won a
around.
world best. I mean, you look at what this guy has done to all four Bayern Munich, whichever way you want to look at it. Yes, I know that both of them need each other. Bayern Munich need Robert Lewandowski as much as Robert Lewandowski needs Bayern Munich. But then, if Robert Lewandowski were to leave Bayern Munich to another club, he'll still thrive because he's a potent finisher. He's a predator in front of goal. He never misses chances. I mean, look at what he's doing for Poland at the moment, single-handedly getting the goals for them. And you come out to say he's ungrateful just because he has expressed his desire to leave after how many seasons now? I mean, 7 to 8 seasons. You see, that's the thing about life. You can't please people. People will always fault you. Even when you try your best to do the things that you feel are for your own benefit, people will say, oh, you are very ungrateful. You did this, you did that. And for Oliver Kahn, I'm sad that a man like him is coming out to say this, because the life of a footballer is moving from one club to another. When you feel that you've conquered everywhere in the terrain that you are, the only logical and sensible thing to do is to go out there and see whether you can conquer another terrain. Robert Lewandowski has won it all. FIFA best. He's won the Champions League. He's won the Bundesliga. Do you want him to die a Bayern Munich player? The man says, no, I want to continue elsewhere. And now you come up with he's ungrateful. I think Oliver Kahn should just go and hug Transformer.
Sam, force a move or stay. He has just one year left on his contract. Force a move or stay back.
Well, one thing we've come to establish with the player himself, Robert Lewandowski, is the fact that he feels a new challenge is on the horizons and he needs to make that. But I think life doesn't ask for what's the word overdose used? It doesn't ask for you to, I can't remember now, but what I'm going to say is life asks for you to be respectful.
Okay.
For Robert Lewandowski, I don't think Bayern will stand in his way if he says, I want to go, and explain the reasons for doing that. The way and manner in which he's communicated that decision is what's pissing off the Bayern hierarchy.
But don't you know that, personally, I feel like before Bayern spoke to those reporters while on international duty, he must have had talks
Robert Lewandowski.
He must have had talks with the board, and they are not even listening to him. So he had to open up to the reporters at that point in time.
Reporters are not the one who's going to earn you a move to wherever you want to go to. Antonio Rudiger has been stuck with a contract situation with Chelsea for months. He never said a word to the press. Even players that had communicated. I mean, look at young Erling Haaland. We all know he was going to make that move to Man City, but he never communicated that to the press. He never communicated that to anybody, even though it was the worst kept secret in the world. So for a player who's played at the highest level, and look, this is Bavaria we're talking about. There's something about wearing the Bavaria shirt, the Bayern Munich shirt. It's not about the performances. Look, there's something Former says to us in the newsroom. Nobody cares. Let me use his word. Ain't nobody care about the good things you do. It's the one time where you make that mistake that counts. So for Robert Lewandowski to move or force a move in the circumstance, and this is a player that is contracted to Bayern Munich.
But he said he wants to go.
You
Sell
want
me.
to go, nobody is going to stop you. But how how you want to
Bayern
force
don't
that
no.
move.
Bayern
See,
don't
people are
want
gonna
him
stop
to
you.
leave.
No.
Look at you look at the
They want him to
Hurricane.
stay- they
You
want
look at
him
the
to see out
Hurricane
his contract.
situation.
They want him to
stay fine.
see out
But
his
if it comes
contract.
to the point where there's nothing they can do, you will be allowed to go. But
No.
don't leave as a villain.
No, he won't be
He's
allowed to go, Sam.
I mean, he will be allowed. There's
No,
nothing.
no,
There's nothing.
Sam,
If a player
see,
wants to go, there's nothing you
Go
can
and
do.
ask Harry Kane. He has a story
Eden
to
Hazard
tell.
left Chelsea
Harry
in what
Kane
circumstances?
wanted to leave Tottenham. Daniel Levy said no, and that's why he's still at
And
Tottenham
even at
right now.
that, Harry Kane never said a word to the press.
But that,
He
you
never
don't- you
said
don't-
anything to the press.
But you
That's why
don't, you
they still love
don't, you
him up
don't
till
hold me
today.
down against my wish.
Nobody's going to stop you.
No, definitely,
Don't
Sam.
disrespect the club by speaking to the
Wait,
press.
guys.
No, I disagree.
What's the crux of this issue now? Because I mean,
He says he has to be respectful.
Yes.
Sam says not being
Was it
respectful.
disrespectful in
The
saying
moment
he
he
wanted
didn't
to go?
respect
Bayern the way he communicated his decision.
Maybe, I mean, him speaking to the press, I didn't think he needed to actually do that. His agent, Pin Shahavi, could have, handled communication with the press and all of that. But I think the issue here has got to be the way Bayern has handled Robert Lewandowski as a man and not just a player. You refuse to give him a contract extension.
Simple.
And you want to sell him, and you told the agent to go get us a deal worth 100 million euros and we will sell. All right, but we're not particularly talking about a contract extension, and the player wants to know where his future lies. The player wants to know what next for him. The club is refusing, all right, to take a stand. Don't forget, they were courting Haaland for a very long time.
Yeah.
They had their eyes in so many places.
Yeah.
That was where the disrespect
came in.
came in.
And he was like, hey, I've been the max man of this club. Over 340 goals in over 370 games in 8 years. And you guys still don't think I can do the job. You want to get somebody else.
Hold on.
All right, then let me go.
Anthony,
Yeah.
I don't think there was any point where Bayern wanted to keep the player. But that doesn't stop Bayern from looking at other options.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop. No club stops at looking.
Wait. This is just like what almost happened with Real Madrid and Benzema when this Haaland conversation was on. And I mean, the idea is if you bring Haaland to a team with Benzema, then what happens to Benzema?
You have to sell Benzema.
You have to sell.
You don't have
because
no.
because a
You
player
have to sell the player.
like Benzema will not sit on the bench.
We've seen time
for
and
Haaland.
again.
Not with what he has done for the club.
We've seen time and again
Real
where we
Madrid.
have two massive strikers.
Sam feels like they can play alongside. They can't play alongside.
Robert
They can't play
Lewandowski
alongside.
would not have woken up one morning to speak to the press.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have done that.
That's why I said there
Bayern
must have been.
See, as a player that he is, there's a level you get
Lewandowski
to.
know they talk.
There's a level you get to.
And now he comes out to talk and does it
There's
all
a level
wrong.
you get
Doesn't say
to.
anything.
And when you feel you're being taken for granted, when there's a bit of sea finish,
Yeah.
then
that's the word.
you call the shots. I mean, it happens where organizations tend to like, oh, is it not this guy? We've seen him. What else can he offer? And when you sense disrespect, when you sense that people are just managing you, that they don't appreciate your work, they're just managing you, so to speak, like let him do the job. After all, he has little or no option. Then you make your stand clear. And
I think
if possible, you push for an exit. And I think that's what Robert Lewandowski has
You
done.
rightfully
Tony,
push for an exit.
you rightfully push for an exit.
So you
but I
feel
think
like talking
He's
to
done.
the press
Yeah,
was
it's wrong. It's
So
disrespectful. You don't do that. You don't
what do you
Well,
think must have
So
led him to
now
the press?
the club chief now is
Robert
on point
Lewandowski
to
doesn't
say
talk.
that he's been ungrateful.
This is not about
Robert
the player wanting
Lewandowski
to
doesn't
leave.
talk to the press.
The point is how he's
there must have been
communicating his desire
for
to
every
leave.
action there is a reaction. The man doesn't
agreed.
just wake up and say he wants to leave.
let's put it
Instances
like
where
this.
players have
It's
left
just-
even when they were
let's put it like
ill-treated.
this.
Look at Cristiano
You don't have to
Ronaldo.
leave this
Cristiano
way.
Ronaldo would not have left Real Madrid if not for the way Florentino Perez was treating him. And he says it time over time before he had to leave.
Yeah.
Let's see, when we are putting these things into
How about
perspective,
the Erling
let's
Hazard
call.
situation? I gave you the Erling Haaland situation. They know he was going to go, but reports. We know he had signed for Man City.
Erling Haaland is still a young man.
Haaland is an upcoming artist.
Are you comparing Haaland? Are you comparing Haaland to Lewandowski?
The more reason
No,
why
Sam,
a player like
seriously.
Robert Lewandowski should do better.
Sam,
Are you
this is-
serious?
This
You do
is,
better.
I think Tony said it all. This is what it is. Lewandowski is 33 years old.
34 now.
34 now. He wants a new contract. So let's say 2 seasons or 3 seasons.
More.
You don't want to give him that. You want him to play maybe for 1 season and maybe and a half.
Players who at that age.
Erling Haaland is 21. So it's common sense that if Haaland comes into Bayern Munich,
It becomes
Lewandowski becomes number 2, or you kick him out of the club.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want that.
These
And
are
I think
ifs and maybes.
No,
So you buy Erling Haaland and you put him on the bench. So will you buy Erling Haaland and put him on the bench?
Okay, Sam.
No, you must.
Why
Sam,
not?
I have a question.
Players.
Okay, Sam, I have a question for you.
You said Haaland is young.
Question for you. For you. You're a manager, yeah? You see the abilities of Erling Haaland.
They both have abilities.
They both have abilities. Fine. Fantastic players. You have those 2 guys on your team. Who takes the first start for you?
Whatever system I want to play. I mean, I'm
not being straightforward,
guys.
No, as a manager, if I were the manager of Bayern Munich, because Robert Lewandowski has done it time and again, and I've seen him do it with Bayern, I'll go with him.
So you will not spend money on Haaland, the young player, and keep him on the bench.
Guys. Now the crux on the flip side is the board feel like, hey, he's 34.
Yeah,
we can't give you 2 years.
We can't give you 3 years.
Or give you 3 years and give you more money. Because surely he wants more money, given that he's delivered for the club. Now, from the part of the player, he feels like, why can't you give me 3, given what I've done for the club over the years? And there you go with the, both parties going left and right. But then again, I feel that, the board led by Khan need to have done better with communication. And they have to be empathetic towards the player. If you're not ready, all right, to give him an extension, all right, put the sale price at something very affordable. Do not try to frustrate, because nobody at this point will pay 100 million.
Nobody.
Nobody will do that. And you tell the agent, no.
That's down to negotiations.
No, they clearly told the agent, go get 100 or 120 million and we'll sell him.
Starting price.
We need to go to the phone line.
That's absolutely crazy.
0700 993 993 993 for the ladies. 0146 57190. We've talked about Lewandowski. We've talked about the Super Eagles and the friendlies. Let's see, who do we have here? Hi, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. You're welcome. Quickly, your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Daniel from Managerial.
Go ahead.
I think that Bayern Munich is ungrateful to Lewandowski. That's my own take. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for calling. Let's try this one. Hi, good evening.
Sarafina, good evening.
You're welcome.
I greet you. My name is Robert.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Robert.
Which one be? No. Everybody just say no. What is happening now?
Now,
Let me talk about Super Eagles. I was expecting like 4-0 against Nigeria. I don't expect anything from them. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for calling. Let's try this. Hi, good evening.
Good evening, Sarafina.
You're welcome. Your name and where you're calling from?
Good evening. This is Friday from Igbo.
Go ahead, Friday.
Yeah, Sarafina, the truth for me, I think Lewandowski is wrong.
Okay.
See, Sarafina, can you remember about 2 weeks ago when you jokingly said that you are leaving for Abuja? You know how people were coming on you? You know, even me, people were calling me, why Sarafina leaving? You know how you work in France?
That's my papa now.
Lewandowski coming on there to say that he's busy Bayern. See, do you know how many Bayern fans will be all by that statement alone?
Okay. All right, thank you for calling. Hi, good evening. Okay, let's try this. Hi.
Yeah, wonderful evening to you, beautiful Fina, Overdose, The Voice, Alex.
You don't use all your time. Great finish. You have 10 seconds.
No, my name is Steven John. First, for Peseiro, I just want to wish him all the best. No story.
I have to let you go because we need to go in for that break. Very important one. Stick around.